here in Somerset County, as you heard from all the other speakers, it's pretty remarkable. You got almost 80,000 votes for Barack Obama. He wins this county by 10,000 votes, just shy of 10,000 votes this fall. And if you go back to when Al Gore was running, it was about 53,000 votes in 2000. I think I got 40,000 votes for the United States Senate. There's a big difference. There's a big change that's going on here. And it's going on because the people in this room and the local level and the bottom up have been working extraordinarily hard to make sure that we have good candidates, that we get out and get people registered, that we do the fight that makes the difference in having a strong Democratic Party. And you have to have great candidates, and I'll tell you, I want to go right to the heart of the matter. Cecilia and John are outstanding today. Telling the truth about how you get things done in politics and how you want to represent the values that I heard Rush talk about, I heard Joe talk about, and others. It is absolutely essential that we fight for those values. Matter of fact, it's more important when times are tough than when times are more flush. The reality is that right now we have to stand up for the things that we believe in. And you know, we have to make tough choices. It's itemized out in the budget. But the fact is, educating our children is probably the most important thing that we can do in the world to make sure that we're going to have a bright tomorrow. And no one in Somerset County and the people in this room. And by the way, you know, that's why in a budget that is lower than the first budget that I put forward when I was governor, lower than it by $1 billion, we are increasing expenditures on education because we think it is the most important thing. It's a democratic value, it's an American value, and that's how we will have a better state and a better country in the long run. And you know what? By the way, just to go by the numbers, it's $1 billion more than when I became governor. We are making sure that we are investing in it. And by the way, it's not just in our urban communities. 17 out of the 20 towns in Somerset County had 20% increases in their funding, 10 to 20% increases in their funding last year. And they will get increases, about 12 of them, this year. So I'm telling you, we are interested in Somerset County by the policies that we practice, not just by the words we're saying when we're knocking on the doors and saying, vote for me. We're actually putting the dollars where our mouth is to make sure that Somerset County is treated appropriately. A lot of our towns have a lot of at-risk kids, and we need to be making sure that we're representing everybody in the state. And by the way, democratic values don't stop just educating our kids. And by the way, that I hear a lot of talk about higher education. This is the 4th year in a row that we have been supporting middle-class families with increased funding for higher education, tuition, and grant supports. $33 million increase this year over year. We've expanded our programs to make sure that all our students have access to college. And then with the work that went on in Congress to expand the Pell Grants and the stimulus program, there is no reason that our children don't have access to higher education. We have a STARS program that if you make the B average or above, you can go to our community colleges for free. We are standing with our children to make sure that they have access at a bright future. We're also standing with our seniors. You know, it's important for a county like Somerset County that we are expanding the income levels on the senior freeze. We're going up to 70,000, we're going on up to 80,000. We didn't cut a single dime out of rebates, deductions, or anything else for our seniors. You know why? Because it's a democratic value to understand that those people who have built this country, built this state, built this county, built our communities, have a right to live in their homes when they're in their senior years. talk about our energy program. You know, there's a reason that the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency at the national level came from New Jersey. That's because we have the most aggressive, progressive programs on alternative energy and controlling carbon and changing global climate change in the country. Lisa Jackson is the only commissioner of the State Department that went directly to being in the president's cabinet. And it's because New Jersey, not only because of New Jersey's great programs, but because we've got a great leader in Lisa Jackson, but the fact is, we're out in front. We have more solar panels than any place else installed in the country except for California, which is about 4 times bigger than New Jersey. We're making sure that we're putting wind farms off our coast. We're doing more to get insulation and weatherization, all of the programs that are now being turned into the core part of Barack Obama's program on energy independence. New Jersey's already there. We're working on it every single day. And I need another 4 years to make sure that we stay out in front. You know, in this budget, we're increasing funding for our food banks. In fact, I was at a food bank here in Somerset County around Christmas time. The needs are unbelievable. You know, we have an 8.2% unemployment rate. There are a lot of people that are suffering. A lot of our neighbors. You know, it's not only with regard to food, people are worried about whether they're going to lose their home. By the way, we have the most aggressive mortgage mediation program in the country. By the way, if you look at the statistics, people don't bother to do this, but if you look at the statistics since January 1 through the middle of March, we have the sharpest fall off of foreclosures in the country. We went to being about number 10 in the country and the highest rates of foreclosure to down in the 35. Because we put a moratorium, my friends in the legislature, Senator and Jerry and Linda, working together last fall, put together a program on economic recovery and assistance that made sense and will make a difference in people's lives. And we're getting thousands of people going through a mediation process that keeps people in their homes. And I think that's because we're Democrats. We want these We're putting more money into our food banks. We're doing everything that we can. We do have the most aggressive insurance program in the country for our kids. And in fact, Frank, who is, by the way, is a hero of all heroes in fighting for children's health insurance program, and a whole bunch of other things. Let's hear it for Frank. And my rocket scientist friend who had to go and represent me in Hunterdon County is absolutely all over these energy and independence issues in a way that is spectacular. And I got to segue just for a second before I come back to family care. We have the most aggressive program in the country.